Alright, so this video is just going to be a little discussion video because everyone's been talking about how they think Halloween's going to be canceled this year. Like, so many people are just clueless about how this year is going to go down with Halloween. And I guess I decided to make a video talking about what I think. I think Halloween is still going to go on. I really don't think it's going to be canceled. I know some people are saying that it's been canceled in their area. The thing is, you can't actually cancel Halloween. They didn't cancel Easter. They didn't cancel 4th of July. They can't actually cancel Halloween. They can't cancel any holiday. My dad thinks they're just basically it's gonna be up to the people if they want to hand out candy to kids or whatever they want to do. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's more strict in other areas, but here the virus isn't very high in my area. So, yeah. I mean, most of us in this community now know that Spirit not opening this year was a April Fool's joke made by Han Former, which of course there are still people who think it's real because they haven't seen his other video yet. I've still seen it where they're commenting that on their Facebook sneak peeks, their Instagram sneak peeks, and even in their YouTube section, like, I wonder if Spirit's opening this year. And then there's people being like, but Halloween is canceled this year, so why are you even doing this? I'm like, no one said Halloween was canceled. And Spirit Halloween is opening. I already got a text from my manager. We're starting setup in August. Well, my assistant manager, which I think might be the manager's actual store manager this year. See? That time of year, folks. If you are working in Spirit this year, let me know and send your availability. Going to be working on schedule. More to come. And then I texted what I can work. I usually work at my other job until 6. The mall closed at 7 this year, so I had to make adjustments to my other schedule. I talked to my Dan's manager, and he's okay with me getting off at 4 o'clock so that I can work the rest of the hours at Spirit. So I'll be working 2 less hours every day at Dan's, which is fine, or maybe 1 hour earlier. So, and I usually have weekends off at my other job. So I said, this is what I said. So yeah, it's opening, clearly. And at our store, it's going to be in Herberger's again. The store that it was in the past 2 years, since 2018. So that's good. It's still going to be a big store, but it's going to look small because the way that again, there's a setup manual, and we follow it as accurate as we can, but for some reason it just looks so small and crammed together. But really, we're setting it up exactly how the manual shows. It's just all the poles and shit are in the way that are in that store, because that's a huge ass store. You guys have no idea how huge that store actually is. It's bigger than the store we had in 2016, but when you look at my videos in 2016, it looks like that store is humongous, but this store we're in is bigger. It just, I don't know, maybe Spirit is making their stores look smaller because the way they have it set up, because you can only set up what they show. Well, as far as I know. And it was kind of off topic. The main point is Spirit is opening this year. And Spirit has stated that many times, but there's still those people that are saying, but Spirit's not opening this year. They are. Then I saw people commenting on Spirit Sneak Peek on Instagram and Facebook, and they're like, it's only July. They've been doing that every year since 2010. They always release their sneak peeks in July. Some of these people are annoying. We call these people Karens. Karens who don't want to do Halloween. Why are you following Spirit Halloween's page if you don't want to see that Halloween stuff? I mean, what do you expect to see from a Halloween retail shop? Christmas stuff? You're following a Halloween retail store page, Facebook or social media page. What do you think you're going to see? And I know our customers are going to drive me crazy this year, because I know I'm going to have customers coming in and be like, I thought you guys weren't opening this year because of the virus. I'm just like, that wasn't real. That was made up. And then we're going to have the ones that are I bet we're going to have some customers be like, but isn't Halloween canceled this year, so why are you open? It's not canceled. It's going to drive us nuts. We're probably going to have to wear masks at Spirit this year, unfortunately, which will be kind of upsetting. Because Spirit, I actually, like at my other job, I'm not very social or interactive with customers, because you can't just start a conversation with a regular customer at a grocery store. It's just awkward. But at Spirit Halloween, you kind of can, because it's something that both adults and kids like to do for fun. So you can easily, and they'll have questions usually about, whenever there's a question about animatronics, if they ask any other employee, they send them right over to me because the other employees don't really know as much about them as I do. So they just send them right over to me. So I'm able to talk to everyone about the animatronics and stuff. So it's fun for me. I get to do my hobby, basically. And I just like watching people try out the animatronics and seeing their reactions to the things because it's just fun. I saw a comment saying like people better not be passing out candy this year. You can leave it out the front door, but do not answer the door. I'm like, okay, but then there's going to be those group of kids that are going to take the whole bowl. You realize that, right? Because people do that stuff. I mean, I don't know. I don't see. I don't know. I'm just not sure what to think about this virus stuff. People are still overreacting. I know people are getting it, but it's mostly like older people and people who can't don't have a good immune system. I mean, it's still been said that more people die every year from the flu. It's just another flu. I don't know. I don't know. I just think people are overreacting. I think there's still going to be a Halloween. We can still do our little haunts and yard displays, I think. We're going to still try to do ours. We would actually do it on Halloween this year because the past few years we do it the weekend before Halloween because the past few years Halloween was in the middle of the week, which doesn't work for any of us. Well, this year it's on a weekend, so it's the perfect year to do a Halloween display. We'd probably do it Friday, which is the day before Halloween this year, and then we do it again on Halloween, which is Saturday. And like I said, that could either be a problem for a display because kids are going to be too busy getting their candy, so they're just going to rush through the houses and get their candy and not spend enough time going around the whole yard looking at what all we put up. But if we advertise that we're doing it the day before Halloween, maybe they'll spend a little bit more time looking around. I don't know. But we might get more people because with advertising last year and stuff, we did get like maybe 2,000-3,000 people. We got a lot. I mean, yeah. The first year we barely advertised. We got like maybe 40 people, which was 2017. 2018 we got a lot, like 600 or 800. And yeah, last year was more, I'm pretty sure. So hopefully the word is spreading and getting out about our display. And hopefully this year people will actually check it on Halloween because I feel like now people are going to be confused if we're going to do it the weekend before Halloween. But even last year, there were people I specifically put when I made a Facebook event, and it said the weekend before Halloween. But there was people who showed up on Halloween when only Lucas had the yard decorated with his stuff. That was only the front yard, not the backyard. It wasn't themed or anything like it was when we did it the weekend before. People thought that was the display, and they already thought that was the best display they ever saw, but they missed the real event. So I'm like, shit. I don't want people to have that kind of confusion so that people know when they're coming. So that's why I wonder if it's just better off to do it on Halloween this year because then there won't be any confusion. But like I said, people will also be busy on Halloween doing other things. They won't have as much time, I don't think. I don't know. It's kind of hard. Let me know what you guys think. Because some of these people are from out of town too. Some people drive from 2 hours away, I think, just to come to this, like from Dickinson or whatever. I mean, people really did like seeing this shit. I mean, we had amazing comments from people saying, "Don't ever stop doing this. Please keep doing this. This is amazing." We've mostly all nice comments. We barely got any complaints. The only complaint that I could see us getting is that it's too noisy. There's only one neighbor that doesn't really like what we do, but the other neighbors, we are fine with it. One neighbor, we use their electricity because we couldn't even do it without that because we still blow breakers even with 2 houses running our stuff. And this video got off topic again. But anyways, we'll just have to wait and see. But I think people are making assumptions way too quickly by saying Halloween is canceled or it isn't. Just let the days go by and see. I don't know why everyone is making such a big deal about everything. I mean, I personally don't think it's going to be canceled. I know there's going to be other people telling me otherwise, but really, we won't know until we get there. So I think everyone should just kind of stop worrying about it and just let the days go by. We'll find out. I get tired of hearing it because it's just weird. I just don't think there's any sense in worrying about it. I mean, we still have we still have a few months yet. I mean, if Spirit Halloween is opening still anyways, they know what they're doing. They've got it under control. I'm sure they've had to work it out, and they have to do their certain things to be able to be open this year, and I'm sure they're willing to do that, which is why they got the pass for being able to open this year. I'm sure employees are gonna have to wear masks this year. I wonder if their customers are gonna be able to try on the masks that we sell this year or costumes, because that would, if there really is a virus, I would think that would be a problem. But then we wouldn't sell any masks or costumes, because if someone can't try them on, they won't sell. Because you have to know if they fit right before you purchase them. Because then there's always those customers who bring them back anyways. And then there's, after like, what is it, October 16th or 18th, that Spirit no longer accepts returns. But then there's the last minute shoppers that buy the costumes like the few days before Halloween. I mean, and they still try to get their money back. There's the people who try to buy a costume just to wear it at a party and then return it when they're done with the party to get their money back. That's why Spirit eliminates the returns after a certain date, because they wouldn't make any money. They wouldn't be able to stay open if they didn't, because everyone would try to return the costumes that they bought. So I know it pisses a lot of customers off, but I mean, a lot of people would use it as a rental store if they did it that way. They would never sell and make money off their costumes. And that, I mean, you might think a lot of the money comes from the animatronics, but really it's kind of the costumes. I mean, they sell more costumes than the animatronics, and their costumes are expensive too. So they make a lot of money. The animatronics bring people in, but the main thing that they sell is the costumes and accessories. I think the animatronics are used to draw people in, more like. And yes, they make money on animatronics, but some stores get limited amount of animatronics. Oh yeah, and my coworker Sarah at Dan's, I was telling her about the people that are like, "Wait, it's only July. Why are you posting it?" She came up with a joke. She's like, "Yeah, because you guys only open on October 31st at noon, and then you close at 9, and then they pack it all up. So you're only open one day of the year." It's just an inside joke between us now. It's like is that the logic some of these people think? Because they're like, it's too early. Well, we need to open early enough so people have enough time to get what they need. But then there's the people, like I said earlier, who spend the last few. There's people who buy their costume on Halloween, and then they're upset that we're out of certain costumes. It's like, yeah. But again, like what she said, yeah, you guys open on October 31st, just one day of the year. You do all the work setting up, you open up at noon, and then you close at 9, and then you're done for the year. I think that's how these people like to think. Though it does seem like Spirit does open up earlier every year. Although, I mean, because last year was the earliest our store ever opened. It was sometime in August. I forgot the date already. But 2018 was the latest we ever opened, September 14th, which a lot of people might still consider early. But that's late for us. But at least we had all the animatronics. I don't like opening early when we don't have everything. I've stated this so many times. And I think that's going to happen again this year. Because if we're starting setup in the first week of August, we're going to open, that means, when we don't have all the animatronics, which means there will never be a time where we have all the animatronics on display again like last year. We set them up and they sell. We set them up and they sell. It's just, they're never all on display. It's just, it ruins the in-store experience, in my opinion, when they do that. I just wish it was like the older days where you couldn't sell the displays till a certain date, and you couldn't open until you had all the animatronics, I guess. It would just be better. I don't know. That's how I think. I mean, when other stores open before mine, I do get a little anxious and I get excited. I'm like, oh, hurry up. But then it's like, but still, if they don't have because again, like I said, some people only come to the store once and they don't come again that year, thinking that's all we have. Some people might come the first day we open when we don't even have half our stuff, and they're like, that's it. they might not come back again because they think that's all we're going to have. Even if we say we have more coming, some people just don't care to come back again. So it's like, it's kind of one of those scenes where you wish it was all there just so that everyone can witness what we all have for that year. Everyone gets the full experience. No one gets cut off. No one gets a lame experience. Everyone gets the same experience because you had to come like twice a week to see new stuff. Like we always had, either stuff was now sold or we had new stuff, but the previous stuff from the week before was already gone. It just, like I said, you had to come back every few days, every week. And it just, I don't know. Telling customers to come back every week just doesn't work with some people. Some people don't have that kind of time. But like I said, I guess we'll see what happens this year. And when you look at the pre-orders on those animatronics, that shows an estimate of when they will also arrive at the stores too. And some of them are later in September, but usually they ship earlier than what they say. Unless they sell out and become pre-order again. Like Uncle Charlie may now be a late arrival because, well, they all sold out, I think, already the first time. So now they have to make another batch and put it on pre-order again, which will be a later arrival now. It's like Pennywise last year. He sold out before I think stores opened online. And so he didn't come to the stores till late. And then they were kind of faulty because of how much they had to rush them, probably. Like I said, when we opened in 2018, we had everything. We opened September 14th, and I kind of told people last year just come September 14th because I just assumed that everything would be in stock by then at our store. So you hear that, guys? If you want to see almost everything on display and you can only go to the stores once every year, go September 14th if you can. Then they might have everything if some of the displays aren't already sold by then. Because again, they were terrible with sending quantity last year. Like I said, our store always only got 2 or 3, and of course 1 goes on display, so it doesn't take long for them to sell out. I just hope they fix that problem and send more quantity. Our store's been around, I think the quantities depend on how fast animatronics sell at stores, I think, and how big the stores are. They'll send you a certain amount of quantity depending on how big the stores are and how much the sales are. Well, I think being 10 years, Spirit's been in Bismarck, North Dakota 10 years now, since 2010, I think they should have a pretty good idea that animatronics do sell pretty well here, so they can start selling more of a sending more of a quantity here, I hope. 2012 was still the worst year. It was legit 3 of everything. Like, there's sometimes here and there where we get lucky and we get 4 or 5, but 2012 was literally, and that's back then when they used to actually send Techie Toys used to actually send store displays, so that counts as one of the 3. So basically, we only got 2 of everything for customers to buy, and me buying 1 of everything, that leaves customers only 1 of everything. Yeah, I just didn't like the quantity that they send to us. It's just the only one we got quite a few of was Ghost Girl, but then I already bought 2 of her too because the first one I got was too slow. So I guess that's all I'll talk about for now. I am still making plans in my head where I want to put everything for our yard this year. I could talk about that, but I guess we should wait a little longer to see if Halloween truly does get canceled this year. But we can chat in the comments. But yeah, we'll see. All right, we'll see you in the next video.